Hi guys, welcome to Moonchild's BTS Tarot. So today we're getting to the last of the series that reads BTS members' personality, and we're doing Jungkook today. So I've already shuffled and drew the cards, so now we're just gonna have a look at what the cards have to say about Jungkook. The Devil, lovely. The World, okay. Dot of Wands. Then we've got this Five of Swords and Two of Pentacles. It's very interesting. You are already doing it. Spiritual connections, okay. My happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith in the universe, and it's time to release negativity. Okay. Right. We have 3 out of 4 elements represented here with the tarot card. So he definitely has quite a complex personality. We also have the world, just to add another level on that complexity. But let's talk about the devil card. So normally the devil cards represent some kind of like lust and addictions and something that you cannot quite control. So when it comes to personality, I don't think it means that like this person is devilish, but it definitely isn't. Like, this person is very ambitious. That's what I heard. How do I put this into words? He's ambitious and he has a big secret. That's what I hear. And that secret, together with the world and the Five of Swords, I feel like the big secret that we're talking about would be something that he would never be able to reveal it to the world. He would always have to try to like separate it from, I don't know, it's like, because we know that people like him have to live their personal life and their public life simultaneously at the same time. But for Jungkook, I feel like he has always been trying to separate these two lives. So his private life and his celebrity life, he doesn't want them to mix. Like he is able to separate like personal and professional sides of him. But sometimes, like the devil, I feel like he has been doing well with separating his two worlds, and it's only natural for him to separate those two worlds. Like, it doesn't have, I don't know, it doesn't occur to him, it doesn't happen to him that these two worlds should match or should like blend together. Sure, he's very like authentic and genuine when he is in his professional element, like with him when he's interact with his fans and stuff. He's very genuine. It is still him, but behind the door, like in his world, I feel like he would have this personality that none of us would ever know about, and that is what he keeps to himself. And to me, I feel like that's okay. It's his private life anyway. It doesn't change anything about the fact that he's really like kind and genuine person. And the devil, I feel like there's some sort of like rebellious sense to this card as well. Sure, he's still at this age when sometimes he would feel the urge to do something rebellious or something out of ordinary or something that would challenge um, the norms, the things that the society expect of them as an artist, or like the K-pop industry or whatever it is, as a celebrity. I felt like sometimes he would feel impulsed to do something rebellious, but it's not too much. It's just a little act of rebellion, just to give him that sense that he's still in control of his life. But then with the world cast, definitely he is Jungkook is very well rounded. So he's a lot more mature than his age and than what is expected of him. He's good at everything. We already know that. But also he's very how to say. He's very complete. If 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 I'm making sense, like he when he does something, he thinks about all the possibilities, and also he considers everything. He considers everyone around him, and he also has a really has a very broad and complete look and understanding of the world, like how the world works. And then we also have this like spiritual connections, the world, and my happiness is a direct reflection of my level of faith and need. So he's a really big believer in faith and destiny, and like the belief that one's life is already planned, and whatever you do is already been accounted for. Like whatever it is that you do is all part of a bigger plan, and everyone has a role, an assigned role in this world to fulfill, and nobody can like run away from the responsibility that has already been assigned for them since birth. That kind of belief. So it's belief in things like destiny and fate. He's also very spiritual as well, with his spiritual connections in Daughter of Wands. So with the Daughter of Wands and the Devil, I feel like the Daughter of Wands is someone who's very possessive, and very protective as well, but at the same time very passionate and motivated, and very good at art as well. Like Jungkook would be the embodiment of art, like art which just flows out of him like naturally. And also because the snake is forming like an infinity sign, so it's definitely was infinity here as well. So he believes strongly in karma. I feel like so, like whatever you do will come back to you, and whatever you get is what you give away as well. I believe that's what Jungkook is believing. So everything he does, he's very well aware of the consequences of his actions. He knows that everything he does will eventually come back to him. So if he does if he works really hard in his job, in his work, he knows that it's going to be paid off. Also with the devil card, with his little rebellious act, he knows that he will have to take account for that. He will have to take responsibility for that, and he would be prepared to do that. I've heard a lot of opinions about Jungkook having his tattoos was some sort of a rebellious act in a lot of people's opinions, and that's not wrong in a sense, because I have to admit that in our Asian culture, getting a tattoo is somewhat of a rebellious actions, um, at least in the eyes of like the elders or the majority of society, especially when Jungkook is an artist and a celebrity. It is something that challenged the norms. So definitely, but when he does that, he thought about that a lot. Like he thought about getting those tattoos. Like he put a lot of effort and thought and planned into that. So everything that he has done or every tattoos that he got is very well accounted for, very well thought about. And he is willing to take whatever it is, like responsibility or whatever consequences that comes with that, those acts of rebellions that he does. With this Two of Wands, it's all about balancing life, and what I said about balancing his private life and celebrity life. He's really good at doing that. That's like, it's like second nature to him, and I can tell like right from the start I don't know, he's really special in a sense that he can separate the two worlds that he's living in. It's really hard to do that, and it takes really strong mind. And I don't know, I feel like he's very straightforward in the way that he thinks. So he might be having this tunnel vision. So when he looks at things, it goes straight, like in a straight line. He wouldn't like it wouldn't go like around. So he see things in black and white. That's what I'm trying to say. Can't find the words for it. But yeah. And then we have this. You are already doing it. Yeah, it goes well with like separating his life, his world, and like with this Daughter of Wands, it's just very passionate to me. So I feel when this goes together, I feel like he puts a lot of effort into his work and his art. So probably he's doing a mixtape right now, and he is putting a lot of effort into it, a lot of new inspiration, and it's gonna be something he is very proud of, and something that takes a lot of effort. Like it's like birthing a new child. A lot of effort and a lot of like going back and forth. A lot of like changing here and there. But the inspiration is strong, and he would be able to like show a lot of himself in whatever it is, the product that he's producing. It's time to release negativity. So I feel so when it goes in this corner with the devil, the five of swords, release negativity. Maybe, just maybe, he's getting out of that rebellious stage, you know, like that teenager stage, that wants to challenge everyone and everything. I think he's coming down from that point. He's satisfied with what he's done up to this point, in terms of like little acts that challenging and rebellious. He's willing to take responsibility for whatever it is that he does, in terms of what I was talking about, but he's coming down from that stage as well. he's getting out of that teenager stage. Yeah, and also maybe just maybe, when we were talking about like separating two worlds, but then when I think with this new album, he's gonna release the song that he teased a few months ago. Decomanian was the name, Decomania, and it talks about the the confusions of having to live two lives separately, or like the confusions between seeing himself as Jeon Jungkook or seeing himself as BTS Jungkook. So I feel like there's definitely this battle between him of whether or not he should merge these two lives together, because he's been doing, that he's been separating these two identities or two persona, but then recently there would be some confusions and some like questioning into like whether it is that he should separate them, because it's still him, like at the end of the day it's still him, whether or not she should separate it, and that caused some sorts of like anxiety or some sorts of conscious conflict in his thinking. So maybe like it's time to release those thinkings and just leave as he is. Like he doesn't have to think about like what to do and what not to do when he's being professional or when he's being normal. I feel like if he can just be comfortable being himself, doing whatever he does, whether it is like a bit rebellious or just like run after his passions, and motivation and inspiration is fine. It's all fine, because people would love him. I hope that people will love him for whatever it is that he is, because he's such an amazing human being of the world. Like he's beautiful. It's like this is like twinkle and shining. It just gives me a sense of like happiness when I look at this card, and it's just doesn't it look like his eye, like it's always twinkling with our stars inside them. So he's like a what do you call light that shines on other people and like makes them happy and brings them hope. That's what I'm feeling I got from the world card. So I hope whatever it is that he chooses to show us, people would come to appreciate that, because he's just living as real as he is. And if we love someone enough, we shouldn't expect them to change themselves for us, right? So what we can do is just like can fully support these people, just because we love them, and it goes both ways as well. So I think that's all I have for Jungkook. I hope you enjoyed this reading as I did, and I'll see you in the next series. I'm finally done with this personality series, and I'm so happy about it. Thank you for watching, and bye!